Hi, I'm Mahalakshmi. We are going to do a three-part series for DIY creams. This is the most requested video by my followers. So in the first one, we will be discussing about the components required. Second is the basic one. Third is the advanced one. Let's see the ingredients required. Basically, there are three phases: heated oil phase, heated water phase, and cool down phase. This is the general structure of a cream. There can be other components and variations too. Let's see each of this in detail. The first and important component of a cream are oils. Oils can be refined and unrefined. There are different types of oil: light feel oils like grapeseed, jojoba and almond oil, which feel light on skin, while the heavy oil form a layer on the skin which feel a bit sweaty. There are high antioxidant oils which protect the skin. Silicones are often used in making the formula silky and smooth. So you could choose a combination of these or the one that is suitable for the skin. Usage of different oils will have a different feel on the skin and in the product. These oils have a usage rate of 2 to 10% and can be high up to 30%. Next one is butter and waxes. These are not often used in creams because they can feel heavy, but these are the most important in winter formulated creams or the creams that are formulated specially for the cold climates. There are natural butters like cocoa butter, shea butter, mango butter. There are some modified butters: green tea butter, almond butter, which are not the original butters but are modified or kind of hydrogenated form. Waxes like beeswax, berry wax and floral wax are also used as an occlusive agent in the cold creams. Now coming to the emulsifiers and co-emulsifiers. Emulsifiers are the ingredients which combine oil and water. There can be natural and non-natural emulsifiers. Natural ones are the ones that are approved by EcoCert and other natural bodies, while the non-natural ones are derived from the synthetic ingredients. There is a difference in the consistency between each emulsifiers. There are different charged emulsifiers like non-ionic, cationic. The usage rate of these emulsifiers differs between 2 to 10% depending upon the emulsifier chosen, while the co-emulsifiers help in stabilizing the formula and also increasing the viscosity of the creams. These are the essential part of a cream or a lotion wherever we are using oils and water. Often, non-ionic ones are used in creams and lotions, while cationic ones are used in conditioners. While cationic can be used in creams and lotions because they form a smooth layer. Next one are gum and thickeners. These are not essential or mandatory ingredients, but these help in making a stable product. Gums thicken the water phase, while the thickeners like stearic acid thickens the oil phase. These help in making a stable formula which doesn't split. Gums can be natural gum or polymers like xanthan gum, solar gum and hydroxyethyl cellulose, while xanthan and solar gum are anionic. You should not be using cationic ingredients with this one. Hydroxyethyl cellulose is non-ionic, so it can be used with anionic or cationic ingredients. Ingredients like Sepimax-Zen and Sepinov EMT10 are synthetic gum or a polymer which have a different feel. Actives are often added in cool down phase. These are the ingredients which deliver benefits to the skin. There are ingredients which moisturize and soothe skin like hyaluronic acid, Aquacel, Pentavitin, Panthenol and allantoin. They all have individual properties, but they help in moisturizing and soothing irritated skin and skin that is prone to acne. There are brightening actives like niacinamide, vitamin C and its derivatives like ethyl ascorbic acid, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, SAP, etc. and also kojic acid and kojic acid dipalmitate. These are the ingredients which lighten the skin to a certain level. And there are antioxidants like vitamin E tocopherol and acetate. Vitamin E tocopherol and mixed tocopherols are antioxidants for oil, while the tocopherol acetate is an antioxidant for the skin. There are AHA and BHA actives, alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids, which are generally used in cleansers or toners for skin brightening and also to handle other skin related issues. Using these actives needs some knowledge and also idea on how these work and how these can impact, because if it is not used in a certain concentration it may not be effective. If it is used more it can be really dangerous. So it is not advised to use without some knowledge and functionality of these ingredients. Natural extracts and actives are the ingredients that are derived from the natural or organic ingredients. There are soothing extracts like colloidal oats, chamomile extract, calendula, Tamarindus indica, which is also known as an alternative for hyaluronic acid, aloe vera extract, green tea extract. There are brightening extracts like licorice extract, turmeric extract, ACB fruit mix, kakadu plum extract. Now coming to chelating agents and antioxidants. Again, these are not the essential or compulsory ingredients, but these will help in increasing the stability and preservation of the formula. These prevent oils and products going rancid. So these are generally used at a usage rate of 0.1 to 0.2%. You will find more information about this on my blog, and the blog will be uploaded this week. If you are not following me on Instagram, you can follow me to find more useful information there. Humectants bring the moisture onto the skin from the environment and from the deeper layers of the skin. Glycerin is the cheapest humectant which is found, yet so effective. There are other humectants like sodium lactate, propanediol 1,3, hydrovans and sorbitol. And we have water and hydrosols, also a major part of the cream. You could use distilled water or demineralized water. Hydrosols can be of any type based on the properties and scent that you are looking for. Fragrance oils and essential oils are often added for a beautiful scent to the product. Essential oils also deliver some aromatherapy kind of benefits to the product. It can be used anywhere between 0.1 to 0.5% maximum in a facial product, because above that it can cause irritation. So again, these essential oils have individual usage rate. I'll put a link in the description box which can help you in finding usage rates of some of these essential oils. I often use floral essential oils like Lang Lang, lavender, geranium in my products because they smell much better. Preservatives are the compulsory and the most important ingredient in a product which has water or some water content. Without preservatives, it can go bad, it can harm skin. So preservatives are must. There are different preservatives again like synthetic and natural, but it doesn't mean that synthetic ones are harmful ones. It just has a difference between the components used. You can use any of the preservative. Again, each preservative has its own properties, like natural ones work below pH 5.5 while the synthetic ones have a broader range. Natural ones may not cover other kinds of bacterial and microbial growth which the synthetic ones do. Synthetic ones have some disadvantages, like few don't work when there are highly ethoxylated ingredients. So you need to consider all the factors and choose a preservative. There is no one good kind of preservative for all the products. It depends upon the product. Colors are used to make the product more aesthetically pleasing. It can be by using natural oils, butters and extracts. Oils have some natural neutral colors like yellow, white or orange. You could also use synthetic ones like mica or DNC approved skin safe colors or iron oxides, or do infusions or glycerides for getting the desired color. The last one are the pH adjusters. Skin has a pH of 5.5, so in general creams are anywhere between 4.5 to 6 or 6.5. The pH of a product is very important to choose the right preservatives and actives. So we need to adjust the pH according to the type of the ingredients used. Citric acid or lactic acid is used to reduce the pH. If the pH is around 7 and you want to reduce, you can add a couple of drops of lactic acid to reduce it. And similarly, TA triethanolamine or L-arginine is used to increase the pH. We have now discussed about all of the ingredients required. Basically, under heated oil phase, we need oils, butters or waxes, emulsifiers, co-emulsifiers and thickeners. Under heated water phase, distilled water, hydrosols, gum or humectants. And in cool down phase, preservatives, actives, extracts, fragrance oil and essential oil, chelating agent, antioxidant and color. We have discussed the ones that are required, the ones that are optional and the ones that are mandatory. Thank you for watching and listening to this. You will find more information about this in my blog, which I will upload soon.